参った。寝けか。
ありえねえ、食事と会話の真っ最中に。しかも続きを噛み始めたぞ。
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This time we are trying out Jinbe. So I'm kind of cycling through some of the OP14 stuff and Jinbe seems like an interesting deck. So this one I've done a couple of games just to try to get my reps in, and it is more complicated than I expected. Balancing when to trash for leader and when to just swing regular by attaching Dawn normally is tough. And protecting your guys while still being able to use them for swinging, protecting them for law, and then finding time to do Fisher Tiger and Jinbe and getting your Dawn rested is kind of difficult. But we will see how I sort it out. This is definitely probably reminiscent of the blue Doflamingo, but at this point I have less practice on it, so I'll probably struggle through it, but I think we can maybe get some good games in. But that all out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into some games. Alright, first up we have a very old leader here. We have Newgate. I feel like this will probably work out as an okay matchup for us. I think we can be aggressive enough to push him down faster, and we have Pudding, which has always been a great card against them. They've opted to go first, so I will be going second. I'm going to mulligan because I want to find something that can attack. Chew will fit the job. Okay, so we'll play out Chew. Ooh, and we get to play out Arlong as well. With Arlong here, let's grab the Wadatsumi, I think. We have the Fisher Tiger. I found that they're kind of hard to use in multiples, especially because you need to hold board and kind of do a swing later, but we will see. We'll pass the turn here. I didn't realize it was still holding on me. 6 here. I think I am going to counter this and just see if we can stay just a little bit healthy. Okay, that was unfortunate. We got Vista'd. This is not a spot where we want to bounce. So I may be just a 6/6 here. Opponent on 7 cards. I think I can probably get them lower here. Let's play out Wadatsumi and go for a 6. Let's see if they take. They might counter because I have I'm blue, so I run Pudding. But it's tough for them to get their hand low enough to not get affected by Pudding. So maybe they just hold off here. I am gonna keep holding though, because having more guys makes the Fisher Tiger stronger when I go to play it. Or we can do Law potentially next turn. I will take this one. But Arlong is nice. Atmos, what does Atmos do? Cannot add life to your own effects during this turn. Looked like it did anyways. Interesting. Oh, it's a win attacking effect. Okay. To be honest, I'm tempted to just Red Rocket to prevent the leader from being able to hold up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna trash a card, probably this Arlong, to give myself a swing here. Okay, and then we will pass here. We're not resting our guys just because we don't want to lose them early. We want to use them with this Fisher Tiger probably. Next turn we'll be on 8, which probably feels about right for the turn to do this. Unless I want to go Pudding and Law, the Pudding back to hand, which would be reasonable as well. Izu and a 7 here. feel like I'm kind of priced into taking this one because I don't have any 2Ks. Some Arlongs is also a pretty nice angle. Him being at 6K does make these 3Ks awkward because it's more than one leader ability to get them online. But we'll see here. I think I'm going to go Fisher Tiger and then try to get a little aggressive next turn just to try to push them down life total wise and maybe find a good putting spot. But we'll see. They have the 9 gate, alright. So we definitely want to try to push them down in life here. So let's go ahead and do Fisher Tiger and start doing some discards. Aladdin is a little bit low on time. Let's do for these Arlongs. So this is 5 and 5. We can do 6 and 8. I think that's probably correct. So let's go with a 6, and then we'll go with an 8. Oh, I guess this is a 7. I need to go with 6, 7, 8. Let's see if they go low enough. The 9-beard is going to make it a smidge annoying, but we will have plenty of cards to probably go around it. Okay, so they discarded the new gate. They may have 2, so I do need to pay attention to that. Then we'll go 7. We will swing with this here. I do give that. We will keep discarding cards. We don't need this Arlong. We're back up to 5, 6. Alright, so the pudding is no longer needed, but we were getting rid of cards with no counter anyways. And we have them nice and low here. We're going to trash just one card here. I think I'm going to trash the last Arlong here, because I do think this Jinbe is going to do quite well on its own. 3 at 3, I don't think he's going to be able to attack if they have the 9-beard here anyways. 9-beard does get kind of awkward. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Yeah, there's the 9-beard. 8 at life we will take. I think we're just going for the Jinbe here, and we'll just do Jinbe again next turn as well. We can get the Ezo off the board. Let's discard this Chew. 2 here. Let's go 9 at 8, and then we'll go 10 at 8. They don't have Dawn up. Ooh. Let's go 10. If they take, we can just go 18. Which they probably won't here. Do we want to push them to 0? Nah, I'll just swing at Vista here. Get Vista off the board, just make sure that they don't have any extra attackers that I don't want them to have. And then we have to trash cards. Ooh, I forgot this did that. So useful information. We're not going to need this pudding anymore, and this Arlong either. Okay. That was... Oh, it was interesting. He gained Rush multiple times there. Which I was not anticipating them doing. So I expect this new gate to go at Fisher Tiger here, which unfortunately we don't have much in the way of 2Ks, so we might not be able to defend it very neatly. 9 at lead. I think I'm gonna take here. We're just gonna hold up counter to protect our board, and because if they have a rush threat, I will go to 0 without too much issue. Because next turn I'm just going to Jinbe and just discard everything. I did need to discard a couple extra cards last turn because I forgot that Fisher Tiger is kind of always active. But we'll see. Let's see how they play it. 7 Dawn probably still gets there. This ace isn't going to make a difference. Yeah, I have no reason not to go to 0 here. Oh, that's the reason not to go to 0. Oops, I overcountered. Whatever. Our opponent wraps it up anyways, but I definitely had enough to Jinbe and then get there. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, ooh, we have a new matchup here. We have Carrot. I think I'm going to take first just because of their Carrot. I would like to find a Searcher, so I am going to mulligan here. I do find the Searcher Arlong here, which will be good. Law will help us deal with Carrot potentially, and maybe Pudding if our opponent gets greedy with hand size. Here I'm going to take the let me trash this character. I'm gonna grab Fisher Tiger, I think. I'm not 100% sure what is the correct play there. But I think we don't swing at first. We make our opponent at least rest him first with one of their effects before they just pass back. I think it just go with an 8 here. Put some cards in their hand. Run them into Pudding if we can. Here, they're going to play out a Mink, rest my guy probably. In which case, we definitely need to get swinging afterwards. On our 5 down turn is actually pretty... Ooh, it's a little off. Carrot's going to find him Zoe. Oh, they don't find it. Do they have one in hand? Gotta put stuff on the bottom first. Let's see if they play out Zoe. If not, that is rough for them. Oh, they don't play it out. I think I'm gonna take one here, and then let's see how they play here. They're gonna rest our guy. Oh, it's just Shigi. I think it's probably correct to do this Arlong, and then we're gonna trash. I think this Pudding is probably past its prime. We do 5, and then we'll do a 7, I think. Yeah, 5 and 7 makes sense to me. I don't think I want to trash any more cards. And then a 7. And we will pass here. So they probably want to swing with their Carrot here, and then you'll use the Carrot on this Arlong. If they do that, then how do I play it? I use Law, pick up Arlong, or maybe Jozu to bounce something here. Remove from play to Shigi. Yeah, this one is unfortunately just going to work. They're gonna rest it, and then they're gonna Carrot it. Yeah, it is frozen. Actually, Red Rock is really great here, so I am just gonna Red Rock that. Oh, I forgot about Tashigi. Oh, at least we will get Tashigi off the board here. Dang. Tashigi is strong, for sure. Let's see if they figure out how. I think I will pitch a Fisher Tiger here to give a more guaranteed kill on this. Tiger, pop up. And then we'll go 8 at it. Unfortunately, this carrot is going to keep this Arlong locked up. But at least we have Tashigi off the board so that we can get it on a following turn, probably with the Jozu, just to get it off the board so that it's not swinging anymore, because it's getting really free value right now. Jozu also does get around this carrot's ability a little bit, at least making them use one of their new effects to get it rested. But let's see. Barto. Ooh, interesting one there. They're not going to get to use that one very well. Oh, another Tashigi's unfortunate. 7. We are going to just take that one. This Arlong did get unfortunate here, and this Arlong is no longer very useful to us. I think Jozu is just the correct line here. And then we swing, well, we can't even swing at the Tashigi. And they get a, no, they won't because it's your turn. Yeah, I think it's still probably correct to do Jozu here. Pick up you, bounce you. And then we can even perfume Femur to get the second Tashigi off the field, which I think is probably correct. Is 6 enough at 4 or 7 enough at 4? I'm actually gonna get rid of the Arlong to make it a little bit beefier. We are gonna attack this Tashigi, just push it off the field. No reason to give it to our opponent here. Carrot can't freeze us because we are not rested yet, so they have to use one of their cost reduction cards if they want to get Jozu frozen. Or Lanbeppo. Lanbeppo also works. They're gonna go... interesting that they don't... I do not have 2 more rested characters. I forgot about that part of the effect. Here I am going to take, just to see what the card is first, and then we can maybe make a better decision with the carrot. For us, we probably, here we will give it 2k. I think I'm going to use this Jinbe, bouncing the Barto, actually. Deploy, use card action. We're going to bounce the Barto. Then we will use a Arlong here. And let's go 7 at it. And then we'll go 10. Is it correct to go more? It might even be correct to go more. Let's get rid of this law. Let's go 12 at it then. I think this should kill it. Yeah, alright. And then we pass the turn here. If they have another law Beppo, then they will freeze our Jinbe here, which is a bit unfortunate. These green decks are tough for aggro decks to deal with a lot of times, just because they have a lot of on-board control that makes your characters hard to get aggressive with. Carrot and Bonnie probably about the same, with the Carrot being able to lock them up longer, and then Bonnie just being able to have a very reliable lock. Okay, -1s. All right. What does this mean that they're going for? Looking for... They're going to do another one on this on play. Oh, they're both frozen? Oh, they use the cost of 7 on this? Wow, ooh, that's pretty spicy. A 6 here, I think it's correct to counter. And we'll have to take this one. Fisher Tiger seems correct to me here. And then let's do Arlong, grabbing Aladdin, and then let's do Chew, and then we need to discard at least 2 cards, which will probably be the 2 Aladdins. Into Aladdin to... unfortunately, we do just have to go at face with this. So that's what we'll do. Because we definitely can't clear this blonde Beppo. We have to go face and hopefully survive to get them on the next turn. I think we can survive here. Because we have 3 2Ks and 2 1s, and then we have 1 life. I think that's enough probably to get there. I would not be surprised to see them try to freeze out my stuff again. The event here would be one that would be real tough for us to work around. We would probably have to go... What would we have? They're probably going to play a blocker, if I'm honest. And the blocker is something that we would have to deal with this law, probably. And then maybe this koala helps us to go for lethal. But it's going to be tricky. A 6, I think that's a Watatsumi easy. What are they bringing out for? Another 6. Let's give another Watatsumi. 11 we will take here. And then a carrot. Oh, wow. That's really strong. I didn't realize it. That's how that one worked. Yeah, that's very strong. 11's gonna get us. All right. Not what I expected, and I got punished for it. Let's go on to the next game. All right, now we have a Yamato here. I'm gonna opt to go first. Yeah, we got our searcher. Let's keep here. Let's do Arlong, grabbing this Arlong. Let's see if we can't make that work. I think it is correct to not... well, we'll swing the first one here, but we don't swing with this Arlong. And then in the turn, because we want to... I guess swinging with that would have been fine now that I'm thinking about it. It would have just required discarding a card. Here's the Hiyori, which we are going to have to use our Law on. Let's counter those so that we can keep this Arlong good. So let's do Law, bounce you to bounce you. Trash this Aladdin. And then go 6, making them put one on the bottom. And then we'll go 6 again. No, we'll go 5 and then an Arlong. Put a card on the bottom. And then cancel, not go that way. That's not what I planned. And then we'll go with an Arlong here. Grabbing Watatsumi. And pass the turn. On our next turn, we want to do Jozu. Izo, giving them Banish. It's a big Banish swing here. It would be 2K, 2K, 1K, which I think is worth it. No block, 2K, 2K, 1K, because this one becomes a blocker when they have the 2 Dons. So we're both turning off the block, and we are not taking the Banish swings. So let's do Chew. And then Jozu. Yeah, let's do Jozu, pick up Chu. Pick up Arlong, yeah. And then we will discard Red Rock to put 2 here. We're gonna swing. Unfortunately, we have no counter in hand, and they know we have no counter in hand. But we are putting on a lot of aggression right here. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just going to... let's go a 5. Should have... and then... Our opponent triggered that when they shouldn't have. 7 here. I'll pass the turn. Let's see if this is enough. They want to banish our life. We'll have at least 2 swings here. 9 Dawn plus 5 plus 7. We might be able to just push it there. So we are going to let that one go. Probably a blocker here to put Izo in life, the Momonosuke maybe. In which case we just do a split between 3 of them. Ooh, they're going for 5 on 5. Yep, they remembered that. They have 1 left. Let's just see what options we get. We get the femur, which is great here. Now we just do a split. We have 8 Dawn. So that's just 4 each. Let's go 9 and 11. This should put them to 0 life. And then we'll have femur to go for game next turn. And then more. And then we can pass to our opponent. They're on no life. They need to heal here. If they do find a heal, then it's a little less clear. But I think we probably still can get there. Oh, they have a block. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. They're going to clear bodies, but we have the femur. They are going to banish. Interesting how they're playing that out. I guess they want to have multiple blockers here. Yep, that's fine with me. Yep. Okay. Unfortunately for them, I do have the femur. Yeah, let's just show them the femur. Oops. Alright, if they have enough to get out of 15, which is not impossible. 8, yeah, that's not enough there. So we do get there. That was a good matchup for us. Let's hop into one more. Alright, here we have another green deck, and so I'm already expecting a hard one here. They've opted to go second. I am going to keep hoping that this Arlong can work some magic for us here, because we're going to need it to a bit. Luckily, we do get to curve into Arlong, swing with Arlong, and then Law to protect it in a funny way. And then let's see how our opponent plays this. If they play the Bonnie Searcher, I think that's probably the least desirable for us because it represents quite a bit of counter by giving them a card here and a card protected in life, rather than just swinging at life, and then they'll probably take that first one. Let's see how our opponent plays it though. Currently not doing so much. Here we have Kid Killer. Okay, that's still one that's a bit annoying. Let's swing a 5. and then play the Arlong. We should be able to stay above pretty easily here. Unfortunately, it is going to just be a 5 because we won't be able to use the law first. And then on the following turn, we will use up this Jozu. Opponent on 8 cards, which is great for us. I will take this one. Another Kid Killer. That does mean that they... Let's see here. So we put one here, and we swing. Force them to put a card on bottom. And then are they going to pop one of these? They do. And then they're going to use it to rest my leader. Okay. And then they're going to counter here. They do counter. And then we play Law, bouncing. Do I give them back this? Probably, because it means they have to recast it if they want to have the Dawn. Cavendish helps quite a bit here. Here I am going to... They're on 7 cards. I'm going to give them the Arlong here. It did its job. And then we will Jozu the Cavendish here. Swing a 5. No, swing a 6 is correct. Rest my lead. Let's see what they do. They do counter. And we'll Jozu, pick up you, send you back. We're not giving them anything to swing into very effectively, and nothing to attack with very effectively either. Next turn we'll be on 9 Dawn. It might be correct to just play out one of our Jinbes here. And then we can swing at this Cavendish with all of our bodies. The Jinbe being played out mostly to rest stuff. Here, I don't have any 2Ks, so I will take this one. This deck doesn't have very many 2Ks, it feels like. I'm going to play out this Jinbe, and then we're going to trash this Chew. Here, let's go 8. That's 6. That's fine. I think I'm also going to pitch. They do let it go. I kind of want to just push them lower. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the Arlong here. And then we're going to go for a 9 here. I don't want them... Yeah, I want them taking their life here. 9 cards, it means these puttings will hurt. Because I can't play out a lot of bodies here. They have carrot. That's unfortunate that they find the carrot there. I think we're going to bounce the carrot with the Jinbe next turn. So let's go ahead and give a 1. Okay, we can take that one. Jinbe, use card action. It is 7 or less. Let's bounce the carrot. Let's go for a 10. We're going to rest the other one. That's fine. Dofi's the card that I'm most worried about, so I think I might go after the Law with my leader, pitching out these Aladdin and ooh. Yeah, I think then we definitely go. Let's get rid of Aladdin, and then Arlong. 9. 2K. Do I go one more? I think I might go one more here. Yeah, I'm gonna go one more. I think I missed my area for the pudding here. Bonnie, okay. We have one left, a 5 here. We will give a. This is 4 less, so we'll give this one. I think it is correct to Jozu the Bonnie. And then let's go for a 10. And then I can go for an 11. Or I could go for more. 20 for 2K. I think I don't want to. 2, 3, 4. Let's just go for a 9 here. I think this will get out some counter. Okay, so just a 2K. Okay, that's fine. Dofi's the one that I'm worried about. And there's a very real possibility that they play it. Kid Killer means that they're not gonna play it this turn. It does mean they get to spend their whole dawn this turn, though. They found another Kid Killer. Kid Killer, find Kid Killer. A 6 at me. I will give you a 2K. If they do spend all their dawn, then the Jozu pick up Jozu is a pretty nice line. That still leaves us with some big attacks. The Bonnie here makes that a little less likely. An 8. Oh, they are leaving up 1. I think I'm gonna let that one through. The Fisher Tiger is probably the right card to play here because it gives me enough cards. Oh yeah, we have a femur now. So now our goal has changed to get the opponent to 0 if we can. So let's go with an 11. Yep, that's fine. Let's go with a 9. This should get some counter out of them, I think. And then we will pitch no counter. Pitch 1K. Pitch 1K. And we will attack the carrot. Yeah, let's attack the carrot. I think we can still get them to 1. And I think this makes them use blocker here. This is 3 2Ks. Okay, we do get carrot down. So we have 2K, 2K, 1K, 1K, and a life. They might be able to go for it here. It's a little sketchy for them to go for it, but it is not impossible. They could probably make 3 9s, which I think probably gets us. We did leave this one up here, and we didn't need to. We'll make them think about it. The fact that they kept the 2 blockers and the life. Yeah, I should have gone at life with that last one. Because now these blockers are going to be more effective next turn. Live and learn here. I think they're probably mathing out to see if they can go for lethal. Because They probably don't feel safe to survive another turn here. Law and Beppo freeze one of the Jinbes. 7. At 7, I will protect him. 1k. Alright, so they are tapped out here. So that means... Oh, they do have the Kid Killer. They managed to hold on to Kid Killer. Means we have to go with a 10 first. Kid Killer, and then they will rest one of my bodies here. And then give me... They gave me a block. Okay. We can't do that. We have 2 swings here. We're not going to be able to make it. We would need a Jinbe exactly to have made that work. And if we did have the Jinbe, we'd play it out first. How do we play this? 7 into 7 doesn't seem right. 9 into 7. 11. Maybe 11 and 12 or something like that. So let's see what this does. If they take, then we might have a shot. We don't have blocks, so that's gonna make it tough on us. They have plenty of attacks this time around. That leads me to believe that they can deal with this. You, and then just go for it here. We don't have any extra Dawn to use. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and one more, 14. All right, yeah, they get it. I will concede to that. They have it there, and we will go to a wrap up. All right, so this deck, definitely tougher than I anticipated. I would actually probably, well, I guess I need to get a feel for if it is because the deck is less powerful relative to the current meta, or if the deck is harder than Blue Dofi. It's probably harder than Blue Dofi was. But I also feel like there may be a little bit of weakness compared to some of the metas. I did hit 2 green decks, which are going to be tough because I won't get to use my guys as much, which I think is probably pretty integral to making this deck work. Other things, I did misplay a little bit around Tashigi's in the Carrot game, so maybe I could find that. The Arlong here felt good, but maybe felt like a little bit of a trap when you go to play around it. Hard to say for sure. The Jinbe and Perfume Fumers are obviously great. Fisher Tiger was strong for sure. I don't know if it is... I'm not sure the correct way to play it. Jozu's and Laws felt about what they usually feel. I would be interested in seeing if there was a better way of making sure that you got the value out of the swings from these guys. Maybe a teach would be useful. When more Warlord, well, no, you can't even use the Warlords too much. This deck would love to have the Jinbe card that got banned. If it came back, I could definitely see that Jinbe making a lot of work towards, maybe it would be very Jinbe focused for sure. Maybe playing Jinbes who play out Jinbes, or Jinbes who play out other Warlords, and then just using leader ability on just the leader, maybe would be something I could see happening. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting deck. There's probably some intricacies that I'm missing. And then there's probably some weakness into green decks in specific. but I did have fun. Hopefully you guys did too, and thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.